Hello, everyone. Welcome. Brad's here. Mary's here. You can see the participants, can't you?
I can, and I know
Right.
both of those. Hello. Evening.
Oh, let me make sure chat's on. Like that would be something I'd do. Where it's not enabled. Chat's now enabled. Don't yell at me. All right. As everyone's filtering in, I need to do some housekeeping. Yeah. I love having being admin of a community that I tell people not to spam in, and then I just go in and spam because I can.
Uh, a responsibility that comes great privileges and power, right?
Yeah.
But
I don't abuse it often, just occasionally. Just occasionally.
you know, it's on the need to basis as opposed to the want to.
I don't know. Sometimes I want to.
Yeah,
I will say, clicking that, when you do an at channel announcement, it's like, do you want to send this message to 11,000 people
the world,
across all the timelines? And I'm like, yes, power trip
even the
for
30,
sure.
even the 30-minute time zones. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Michael Priest.
You will be awakened by my ding. All right, we'll get everyone, we'll be patient, wait a few minutes, let everyone come in, and then we'll proceed with our pitch, which is recorded for later.
Okay, who have we got so far? We got Amanda.
Mhm.
Hello. Brad. Hello, sir. And Mary. Thank you all for stopping by for a bit.
Need to pull up the agenda.
Okay.
We got some people on YouTube as well. Now I've got to figure out how to move my YouTube tab all the way to the other end where my everything else tabs are. That's how you know you have too many tabs open.
Yep. Move this over here for a second. All right. Well, I'll keep my eye on the Zoom chat if you want to do the YouTube chat.
Awesome, because I'm gonna forget things.
Okay. I'll keep my eye on Zoom.
All right. So, for those who don't know, and those watching in the recording later, we're here to officially announce MSPGeekCon 2024. We're going to be going over some details, some stuff from last year, and some important highlights, some cool things, and I'm excited for the next event. It has it's 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 been daunting. However, it's been much easier than it was last year. I will immediately say that. We have like time. It's the thing we didn't really have last year. We have now time. It is a blessing that I didn't know I needed in the moments last year when we were planning this thing. So I'm joined by Martyn. Martyn is, for those who don't know, it's the founder and president of MSP Geek.
Evening.
Hi, Martyn. How are you?
I'm doing very well, and I just want to I wanted to go down on record. I apologize again for the no time last year. When we were thinking of doing something pretty special for the 10-year, and then you said, very tongue in cheek, let's do a conference. We were like, no. So then we stewed on it a little bit and a little bit. I'm like, that's a great idea, but it's got to be in May. So let's bring it forward. Let's stress everybody out. But all things considered, it just went phenomenal, right? It exceeded all of our expectations, I'm sure. And it was an absolutely amazing event. And there was no way, based on the feedback we got, that we couldn't do it again. Or it's like we owe it to the community to do this.
So I want to thank everyone for being here. I want to thank those who attended last year, including our sponsors. I want to thank our volunteer team again for last year and this year for helping us put on an amazing conference, something that we'll get into the feedback here in a minute, but it's super awesome, the time and dedication that they gave us and helped us out. So I can't thank everyone enough, right?
Right.
It was phenomenal. And the community we have that wrap around MSP Geek and MSPGeekCon itself are absolutely wonderful. And we're here to help each other, right? That's why MSP exists itself. That's why I constantly have to tell people why we do things differently, because we're motivated to help.
Yeah. And, and just again, I also want to express my gratitude again for all those that helped out last year. We all learned a lot. We all, did that together, and it was just such an amazing effort from that admin team. It was just incredible. So, just thank you again for making last year. Well, I say last year, it was actually just
a few months ago, right? I do the same thing.
Thank you. Thank you for making the conference this year, 2023, so awesome that we are now obviously, we're going to be doing it again.
So let's talk about some stuff that happened at MSPGeekCon last year.
6 months ago.
Yeah, 6 months. Thank you. 6 months ago.
Sorry, I'll stop now.
It has to, honestly, because I like to say that the conference next year, the conference this year, right? I'm wrong. I'm ahead a year, and I can't wait until the year rolls over so that I can be correct for a very short period of time. So let's talk about MSPGeekCon 23 and some of the highlights and some of the successes we identified. So we embarked on a journey for sure, and we decided to do things a little differently. Some of the cool stuff we did, we decided to have curated sessions. We decided to craft 6 sessions that we feel most, if not everyone in the MSP space could benefit from. Our primary audience is obviously technicians and those surrounding them, service managers, project engineers, security technicians, the actual engineer who keep the business, the day-to-day ticket flow countdown. So we wanted to craft this sessions that would help them, along with having breakout sessions. And the speakers were phenomenal. The feedback we got was really good. A lot of the information we got from that and a lot of the methods we're taking and we're refining it a little bit to a little bit more clear and a little bit more flow, but it was well received. Obviously the speakers we had were top notch. We had John Strand, Kyle Hanselman, Ashley Cooper, obviously, so many, just the talent that we had that gave their time to us was really appreciated. And our education team were phenomenal. They selected a lot of amazing breakout sessions, and the content that was taught, just a massive range from human vulnerability management to why how the MSP business works from a business perspective to a technician's perspective, right? The
Yeah,
that's
that
just it's amazing.
yeah yeah those sessions were actually really were pretty key because like typically when you go to a conference, it's like, okay, well, this is a business session. I'm going to go to my tech session and just do tech stuff. But having that insight, just even if it was very high level, shall we say, although some of the sessions did really dive into it, just having that high level understanding of the business definitely helps align you with what you are doing day to day in your technical role. So it was one of those where obviously we're not going to go like deep into the weeds on the business, but it at least gives the text that insight, which is really valuable. And just to add to the sessions, I actually saw and I heard of a lot of collaboration with the attendees of those sessions, also with their notes, right? They just seemed to be a lot more collaborative in how they were sharing their, like everybody was taking notes, right, in their sessions, whether it be audio recordings or typing. But I heard that there was just a lot more collaboration and sharing of session notes of people who went to sessions as well. It was just phenomenal. Like it was received, all the sessions that were attended, um, by the people that went there. I just heard great feedback from all of them.
Yeah. We even have so when in one of our course sessions, one of the things that we asked John Hamm to speak on is about mental health, right? It's not talked a lot about in the industry. It's not talked a lot about in general. It's just something that's kind of starting to become more and more important to discuss, figure out, and understand. And we had a few sessions on mental health and how to take care of the human computer. I think there was a
Mm-hmm.
session talk on that was really good. Um,
I
and
went to that session. It was phenomenal.
it was great.
Yeah.
So it's again, it goes back to the content was focused specifically for MSPs and specifically by MSPs. Our none of our sessions last year nor this year are paid for. We do not offer sponsored speaking slots because we want to hear the educational content you have and the everyone has stuff they can teach. Everyone has stuff they can educate on. They may not be a full expert, but they can provide insight and value, and we want to know that. So it's important to us that we have the education focused first, right? uh Another thing, one of the highlights, and I specifically put this as a highlight, is because it was completely unexpected out of left field, and I could not imagine any situation where the food, the amount of compliments we got on the hotel food that we had was suspect. They said it was great. People said it was amazing, and it was the best hotel food they've ever had, and it was pretty good. I'm not going to lie, but we have nothing to do with that. So I want to set the expectations for next year, just in case. Uh, it, you know, for
Yeah,
those who haven't had it,
Kyle and I are not in the back like preparing the sandwiches or like
no.
cooking it.
And it's so yeah, it out of our control. I'm really happy it was really good and everyone enjoyed it. But hotel foods generally, it's acceptable. It's good. It's decent food for it's included with ticket pricing and whatnot. But hopefully it'll repeat itself as being really good again.
Mhm.
Um, some of the feedback we've gotten is really great. So we've actually taken some and put it on our website, MSPGeekCon.com. And that, if for some reason any of our previous attendees who may be listening and are looking forward to next year want to submit some feedback, I'm not saying we'll be able to put it up on the website, but you can email me, Kyle at mspgeek.org, or you can DM me on Slack or Discord, and I'll add it to the list. We always like collecting feedback, whatever the actual opinions are. And if you have something that you'd like to see, let me know. I'll see what I can do. We are deep in the stages of planning right now, so I'm not, guaranteeing anything, but it's important to, it's important to listen and get feedback, right?
Yeah, definitely. And we do take that feedback on board, very seriously. And, we want it to be, you know, one of, if not the best, conference that you attend as a technician, in the year, right? So everything we're doing here is for you guys and girls, for everybody in the community. And we just want to be able to make it just the best experience as possible. So, we do review all the feedback that we get, and we then obviously move forward based on a lot of that. So it's a conference for you, by you, just like the community, right? So, yeah.
So let's talk about MSPGeekCon 2024. I it the amount of things that we had left over that didn't get done is just a huge amount. And when I look back to our, this year's conference, and saw what we had accomplished as a community and as a group, not just us as MSP Geek, but those who attended, those who took stuff from it, those who took it back to their own MSPs and adapted stuff and pushed their MSP forward. When we were planning this, we kind of decided that we'd like to be able to kind of theme our events, and kind of center around the theme to make it, uh, adaptive. And when we were discussing the theme, in what we could do it, I felt that it should be celebration. We want to celebrate the MSP, the vendor, the sponsors, the individual, the accomplishments that we've all had over the past year. We should be celebrating each other. We should be pushing forward as an MSP space. And I think that having that as our theme this year will allow us to target that and demonstrate slightly different things than we did last year, but still elevate the MSPs. Because there's things
Yeah.
that not every MSP, not everyone gets a pat on the back. Not everyone gets a good job. And we want to celebrate even the small things that you do to make your jobs, your customers' jobs, the MSP itself better. Not everyone has that, including vendors, right? Vendors don't get a lot of celebrating for what they offer and what they do as well. Some of them do, but not everyone. Even the small things that they do, closing that quick support request, that may not seem like a thing a drop in the bucket, right? But to that individual who got what they needed in a timely manner, should be celebrated.
Yeah, definitely. And like you mentioned, I think you mentioned it really well, where like we all have our own little celebrations, right? Like through the course of the year, as we as MSPs are providing service to their clients, and vendors are providing products to their clients and their end users. But just to have that like upper level, right? There's like a celebration together of all of our little wins. Because if you think about it from like the 10,000 foot view, right, as they love to say, or maybe something about altitude and views, I'm not sure. But MSP Geek and the conference like contributes to the overall growth and maturity of the industry, right? And it's through those little wins every day, whether it's that MSP in this state or that MSP in a different country, we're all elevating and we're all just maturing so much as individual managed service providers, individual vendors, or technology service providers, whatever we're calling them these days, right? Or whatever they will be in 2024. It just goes to the growth and maturity of the industry completely, right? So by MSPGeekCon coming together and fostering that, and then bringing together those celebrations and the wins, and then the knowledge sharing and the experiences, right? Like one thing that I mentioned in my keynote last year, it's about shared experiences, right? And we hope that the MSPGeekCon is one of those experiences that you just absolutely enjoy going to share those stories, to share those experiences. As we say, rising tide raises all ships, right? I've been saying that for years, and that's exactly what it is. So as we're all just our own little ships on the big ocean that is the MSP industry, all we're doing is trying to do our best and encouraging and bringing along others with us in that journey is just phenomenal.
Yeah. Sorry, I just got a notification that someone wants to invite me on a podcast, which is very weird. But yeah, so that's the theme this year.
Is it an MSP industry maturity
Kind of.
podcast?
They said MSP profitability. We'll figure that out.
Okay.
But as you can tell from our lovely background, celebration is our theme this year, and we're running with that, and it's going to be phenomenal. We're doing our best to make sure that we can replicate what we did last year and improve upon it. So we took a lot of feedback last year. What can we do better? How do we make this, more MSP Geek, more community focused? How do we, fix the things that weren't right? And we have made some changes. Education obviously is the forefront of anything MSP Geek does. Our goal is to make sure everyone gets better. So we've added an additional track this year. We felt like we needed something to spur on some of our areas, and we've added a fourth track, which is great. I've noted on here some improvements we've gotten based on our feedback, and one of them is we're going to serve breakfast on Monday. As I was, this is all my decision making at the first one, right? I was the one in charge, and I had the lovely plan of making sure that we had a successful event. So I cut breakfast out on Monday because of the massive cost that it has, and that was one of the biggest complaints we got, was there was no food available on Monday. We're fixing that. It's happening for anyone who's coming back. We're going to make sure that we have breakfast available for you guys. So another one of the big feedback things we have was the agenda itself felt a little constrained, and we've balanced that a little bit better to allow for more, to pack in more education while making sure it's a little bit easier to go through, and it's not as just hard hitting education after education after education, right? You get some time to digest it, and take some notes and write those notes down and solidify what's in your brain. We've done some calculations, and we're going to increase our attendee count by 100. So we were looking at getting 300 people, and we're going to increase that to 400 this year. Our goal with that again is to make sure that we increase what we're trying to do, but not lose the small field that we're trying to cultivate. It's important to us that we're a community, and we want to make sure that we grow smoothly, and not just rapid things up, and make sure that we can't handle what we're trying to do, and we want to make sure we're going to be
thoughtful about it.
Yes. It's a great way to put it. I appreciate that. Thank you. We want to be thoughtful about what we're trying to do and make sure that we grow steadily. So we're going to be at the Rosen Plaza, the same place last year, in Orlando, Florida. The event itself is great. It's super connected to everything. It's all right there. It's a really nice, there's a pool for those who bring their families. The event's all right there, and if for anyone who happens to stay, after the event itself, you're on International Drive in Orlando, so there's plenty of things to do.
Plenty of stuff to do.
It's a great venue, and everyone loved the how we had it structured. We're going to try to replicate that. I think we've gotten actually more of the place this time, in an effort to expand stuff and make it a little bit better. But it is in the same spot, and it's going to be super fun. So let's talk about the tracks we're going to have. Thank you, Martyn, for letting me know that. The dates. We're going to be having it the same week. It's the same week, the week before Memorial Day. It's May 19th, 20th, and 21st, 2024. So make sure that you mark your calendars and get your early bird tickets, which we'll go into in a minute. But let's talk about the 4 tracks we have. So last year we had 3 tracks, and we've added one this year. So the tracks we have are people, process, and automation. the human side of technology, secure, defend, and recover, and our final track, which we've decided to theme based on our theme. Like it's going to be tied to the theme of the year. So this year is our track celebration. We want to put things like we're looking for speaking slots on people, things like, celebrating your work environment, like how do you cultivate culture and stuff like that. So, things that aren't just that are really important in the MSP space, but may not fit in the other three tracks. We want to slide into there. So, Martyn, what are you excited about for MSPGeekCon 2024?
Can I say all of it? But I can't because I can't attend every session, right? No, the people, process, and automation tracks, and also the human side of technology. Those two tracks for me, those are ones that caught my eye more than the others. They were just fantastic. Like the sessions were fantastic. Those are the ones that I went to, because I know we're past talking about COVID now, but that has still left people working at home. And at the end of the day, people do business, right? Businesses don't do business. And you really got to look after the person, right? The technician. Those technicians make up a team, and those teams make up companies, and those companies go on to, do what they do. But it really all starts with the people. No matter what business you're in, as someone who may or may not be on this call with us right now listening live, no matter what business you're in, you're always in a customer service business, right? So you got to look after the people. So the fact that we've gone with the celebration theme really allows us to further explore that space a little bit, and I'm really looking forward to that. Obviously, the hype that was the first conference this time around, just earlier this year, was phenomenal. And to take that energy and the enthusiasm into a second one and just kind of like pick up from where we left off, sort of thing, I'm really looking forward to that as well.
So. Yeah, awesome. So with that note, we have launched officially our early bird tickets that are available starting today. Our early bird runs from today until January the 31st, 2024. For those who may not be aware, last year we were not able to start selling tickets until February. So we're able to move it a little forward now to be a little less chaotic. So we're giving an expanded time for our early bird pricing and our early bird availability. So please go get your tickets. You can go to mspgeekcon.com and there's a button in the middle of the page that allows you to go get straight to our ticketing platform, which got amazing reviews from vendors and users alike. It's a really good collaborative space. As always, our early bird. So one of the core things that MSP is one of our goals is to try to make it as cost effective for everyone involved. So our early bird pricing is $3.99. So once early bird ends, our general admission is $4.99. That is the cost of all the tickets. And I am okay if I sell out of tickets in early bird. Please buy them now, so that we sell out.
Yeah. No, I mean the early bird is obviously a great chance to get in early, and secure that ticket for the conference next year. With what we hope, once this video goes out, technicians start talking and whatnot, and we start to see those ticket sales come in. Yes, there are only 400. That was the number we were going for this year. Again, just to keep it, small, keep it intimate, right? It would be great to see everybody that was there last year, this year again. But yeah, definitely hop on that, get the tickets, and we cannot wait to see you there.
Yeah. The amount of requests we've gotten for tickets and hey, when are you selling tickets, and are you guys doing another conference, and all this good stuff is a lot. So if you are interested in coming, if you are interested in bringing your staff, or you need to talk to your boss, let us know. We're happy to do what we can to help with that, convincing them, because I don't expect them to last super long based on the feedback we've gotten and the requests. So please, we'd like you to come. Please jump on that as soon as you can. So let's talk about some specifics of this year. I think some of the cool stuff is, so we've expanded our session talks. We are looking at 24 total breakout sessions across our 4 tracks. And that is on top of our already 6 course sessions. Our breakout sessions are submitted. Our course sessions, we have the topics and the general synopsis of what we want discussed, and then we go out and hand select those core session speakers. That's kind of difficult. We go to those and we hand pick those speakers that are able to deliver the content we're looking to have provided as well, in an eloquent and a manner that those in the audience can understand. So we're super excited about that. We're growing by leaps and bounds with that. I can't wait to see all the sessions. Like we had, I think, last year we had before we went through the round robin, we had over 60 sessions that were considered. I think we had like over 100 submissions. But it was, absolutely phenomenal. So hopefully we can get some more of the good sessions out.
And it's difficult as well sometimes, right, to narrow it down. But just the fact that we got so many submissions, it's like, okay, this is like we're onto something here. Considering that then it was our first conference, it's like, who is anybody going to come and speak at this thing? But turns out lots of people wanted to. So yeah, definitely get the sessions in as well. The submissions.
Yeah. So let's talk about our agenda. One of the big things that we wanted to make sure was we wanted to smooth it out a little bit. So we've taken the keynote and we've moved it to Sunday night. That is one of the big things. It's going to be at 5 p.m. on Sunday, followed by our welcome reception, our vendor social, where we get to hang out with our cool sponsors and have great times. And then after that, we might have some events take place, depending on what we're looking at doing. Last year, we did backdoors and breaches and game night. So we might be replicating some things like that. Yeah. So some of that stuff is still being finalized and planned. So keep a lookout on LinkedIn and our MSP Geek channel in Slack and Discord for updates on that. Martyn, would you like to explain how Monday and Tuesday look?
Sure, yeah. So in the mornings, we start off obviously with breakfast both days. And then without going into the specifics of times, in the mornings, there will be 2 core sessions on both Monday and Tuesday morning, and then 1 breakout session also in the morning. And then in the afternoon, after lunch, we will have on again, Monday, Tuesday, it's the same, another core session in the afternoon, 2 breakout sessions. And then we're also putting on the agenda an interactive session. An interactive session, more details to come, obviously, as we finalize this, but it's intended to be more of a hands-on activity, again, interactive session, as opposed to just, sat there listening to somebody speak. We want
workshops.
Yeah, labs, workshops. We want to get people like actively involved in some, in a thing, right, for a session. So.
The hands-on training and the workshops and labs and networking opportunities that we're trying to foster, we're still in the phases of trying to get that finalized and what exactly that looks like. So we don't want to outright say anything that's going to happen right now, but we do have a time slot to provide that additional education that we feel is important, right? Sitting in front of a classroom, but not everyone learns that way. So we want to get some hands-on experience as well. So that'll be great. So that's some of the cool stuff we have coming for MSPGeekCon. MSP Geek is a community, of MSPs by MSPs. It's a place where vendors come and hang out and have conversations. Some vendors even run support out of our community, which is interesting. It is phenomenal to see that everything is, the camaraderie we have as a group, and it's great to see that to continue. I know we mentioned speaking, but our call for speakers is currently open. You can go to sessionize.com/MSPGeekCon24. There's a link on our LinkedIn, and it's also in the community. If you need it, let me know. I'll get it for you.
We're on YouTube, right? So this part where I can say it's also in the video description.
No, it's live stream, so I can't have to go back and edit
okay.
that. You can't.
Okay.
Stop making me more work, Martyn. It is we want to hear from you, right? If you've never spoken before, we're looking to possibly have some new speakers. We want to pair you with an experienced speaker if you'd like. It goes back to what I discussed earlier. We want to hear you have information that's valuable. We want to hear it. We want to be able to figure out and better the MSP space. And regardless if you're a consultant, MSP, or vendor, we want to hear what you have to say. As long as the talk is educational, we want you to submit it. You can submit up to 2 talks. You can come in and engage. We're going to be running that until the end of January. I think when early bird ends, our call for speakers ends. So please go submit your talks. It's super important. We want them.
Yeah. And you're right. Yeah, we do want. And just to add to that, the benefits as well of being a speaker just at a conference in general. So you may think that, oh, I've got an idea for a topic, it probably won't get accepted. Submit it anyway, because you never know, right? I found that one of the key takeaways that I got from a lot of people who either presented or on a panel last year, it was almost this imposter syndrome, right? Where it's like, I'm not good enough. I don't feel like that's worthy enough, or I'm making mistakes. I'm failing all the time. But we all do things like this, right? It's, we're human, right? So I would highly encourage you, even if you don't think, oh, I don't think people want to talk about this, want to listen to me talk about this, just submit it, right? You really nothing to lose. Being a speaker, not just at MSPGeekCon, but also just at conferences in general, it really does build that personal and professional development as well for you. It's an opportunity for you to potentially hone in on some skills that you maybe didn't even know that was in you maybe once before, or you just want to, you just love talking in front of an audience, right? I mean, I really enjoy doing it. Sometimes I don't shut up, but then I have a time restraint, so I have to, and I have my slides. So, but no, the knowledge sharing is obviously, the key thing here. And it's just, it's a wonderful networking opportunity as well. Highly encouraged. And again, like Kyle mentioned, if you need, we're going to pair speakers up, kind of like as a mentor.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
We have an option that if you go to submit a talk, you can say, I'm willing to be a mentor to someone who has never spoken before, or I would like to have someone help me. So, there's an option in the selection for that as you submit. And that is it. I don't think we have any questions. If anyone has any questions, feel free to pop them in now. But even if you're watching this not live, if you're watching this later on and you have questions, I'm available. Email me, ask, DM me, hit me up on LinkedIn.
Me too. Also available.
Would do whatever I can to answer your question as open and honestly as I can. I am always happy to, facilitate that. And it looks like we don't have any questions, so that's fantastic.
Yeah, nothing on Zoom.
So let's we can wrap up. As I said, we're super excited to have this event this year. We're really happy that we're getting able to do it again. If you want more information of tickets and some of our marketing stuff, feel free to follow MSP Geek on LinkedIn. You can follow me, Martyn, on LinkedIn. We're all there. You can also join Discord, which is discord.gg/MSPGeek. In there, we have an MSPGeekCon channel where we also like to put our information, and you can talk to the other people who are going or who have been to MSPGeekCon. Any final words from you, Martin?
No, I think that covers everything. One just final thought really is MSPGeekCon last year, 6 months ago, absolutely just surpassed all expectations. It was a phenomenal event, and we would absolutely love it if you could come join us again for a second year, right? Same place, same hotel. Is it May 19, 20, 21?
Mhm.
19th, 20th, 21st, I should say, 2024. But yeah, it'd just be great to see you again, hang out with friends, learn a lot, encourage each other, and of course, celebrate. So it's going to be awesome.
Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your week.